Halo semua, kita ketemu lagi di acara yang sangat bermanfaat, acara tentang dunia membaca dan menulis bersama saya Amat Semangat dalam acara kita Alinea. Kabar gembira buat para penggemar dunia Sophie, karya Justin Gardner, karena Justin Gardner datang ke Indonesia. Dan selain datang ke Indonesia selama 2 hari, Justin Gardner juga menyempatkan diri untuk menemui para pembacanya. Dan ini adalah gold edition dari Dunia Sophie yang saya dapatkan di acara temu penulis Justin Gardner. Dan saya dapat tanda tangan Justin Gardner. Mau tahu gimana serunya pertemuan dengan Justin Gardner? Silakan tonton yang habis ini.
Mr. Gardner, this is your first time here,
Yes, it is. Yes.
and how do you like it?
I came yesterday, so I'm a little confused, of course, and I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning without being able to sleep anymore. So confused, but I'm very happy to be here.
Yes.
Well, when I was about 11 years old, one day, I had an experience, and that has influenced me all my life. All of a sudden, I understood that I'm part of a mystery. I mean, I was amazed by my own existence and the existence of the universe, And then I started to go to the adult people around me and I asked, don't you think it's strange that the world exists? And then people were shaking their heads. But don't you think it's weird that we live, that we exist? And people said, no, not really. And then I felt that, this became my inspiration as a writer. They become writers because they want to write. They want to play with words. They want to study and investigate language, And that is, of course, one legitimate a way to become a writer. But some writers become writers because they feel they have a message, something they want to share or transmit, and that is my way. I belong to that category of writers, I think. And my breakthrough as a writer in my own country was a book called The Solitary Mystery. It's not yet published in Indonesia, but it will be later. And that book gave me some awards, also some money, so that I could be a full-time writer, And then after teaching philosophy, Western philosophy, for many, many years, I decided to try to write an easy, accessible introduction to the history of Western philosophy. And that became Sophie's World. And I remember the first sentence I wrote, human beings have always asked philosophical questions. No, it was so boring, I couldn't do it that way, so I forget about it actually. Until I conceived a story, a plot of a young girl coming home from school, opening her mailbox, finding a question to her, where does the word come from? And then I had a new motor. It was more fun for me to write, and maybe also easier and more fun to read. But still I was convinced that this project, Sophie's World, would be a book for very, very, very few people. I didn't imagine the book would be translated even to our neighbor countries, Denmark and Sweden, And I told my wife that I'm writing now a book that will not bring us any income. And my wife said, write it quickly then, Women are often very practical, But actually, even my publishing house hesitated to publish the book. Because I think it was a novel about philosophy, 500 pages, So when they decided to publish Soviet World, I was expressing my gratitude that they would publish such a non-commercial book. But then it became the most commercial book ever published in my country. It has been sold in 50 million copies. And most important for me is, of course, thank you. No, I'm saying this for two reasons, you know. One is that the most happy thing about it is that it's open for all my other books also to be translated everywhere. Now, I'm telling this also to excuse myself, because if I knew that Soviet World would be published in Indonesian language, in 5 different Indian languages, you know, I mean all around the world, then I would have written another book. I would have included more Indian philosophy, more Chinese philosophy, more Muslim thinking, more Sufism, you know, because I have also studied, you know, foreign philosophy. Actually, I have written books for schools about the world religions, including philosophical aspects of the world religions. But I thought the book should only be read by teenagers in my own country, and that I had to have some limits, you know. 500 pages was enough. Is the question, if you had written Sophie's World today, it's 20 years since I wrote it, would you write it differently? And the answer is yes, because I would have written more about the environment, more about the climate. I think the most important philosophical question today is the question how we shall be able to preserve life conditions on Earth. And it's a philosophical question. Either to die now, yes, but then the human beings would inhabit this planet for thousands of years to come, you know. If I had a choice, either this one, or I would live in good health until I'm 100 years old, but then would also the whole of humanity die. Then I would choose to die here, now. Because it's a question of identity. I mean, don't mean as a sacrifice. A great part of what I mean when I say me, a great part of my identity, I share with humanity. So I would, for selfish reasons, do the most action for humanity. You know. So, to your question, my greatest wish is that we actually will be able now to take care of the health of this planet. You know, it's possible that this Earth is the only place in the entire universe where there are creatures with universal consciousness. Then it's not only you know, a global responsibility to preserve life conditions on Earth, it is a cosmic responsibility. And I am myself amazed how much more we understand today. Take only the last 100 years. In 1905, Albert Einstein conceived the theory of relativism, giving us quite a new and more profound understanding of this universe. Now, in the 20s and the 30s, a man called Hubble, he showed that the galaxies are moving from each other. We got the concept of the expanding universe. In 1953, the two physicists, Crick and Watson, discovered the DNA molecule. And some 10 years ago, we had the first detailed maps of the human dreams. So we do have more understanding, but the more we understand, the more we also understand that we don't understand. Anyway, this is the one category. Then there is another category. Questions like, what is justice? What is a just society? What is a good life? What is happy life? What is happiness? What are the most profound values in life? These questions, what is love? What is forgiveness? These questions don't have a specific answer. So we have to ask these questions again and again and again and again in all classrooms and all individuals. We cannot expect to achieve friendship or love without asking the question, what is friendship? What is love? We cannot expect to build a just society without asking the question, what is justice?
Itu semua sajian Alinea episode kali ini. Semoga bermanfaat buat teman-teman untuk semakin mencintai dunia membaca dan menulis. Untuk informasi dan update terkini, silakan kunjungi blog scriptozoid.wordpress.com atau follow Twitter @scriptozoid untuk mendapatkan informasi terkini tentang apa yang akan kita liput berikutnya. Kalau punya inputan, punya usulan, silakan juga kirim ke email kami di scriptozoid@gmail.com. Oke, sudah dicatat semuanya. Sampai kita ketemu di episode berikutnya. Ciao!